garden is growing. Finally getting some warm temperatures. So we get to plant out our small seed today. More precisely, our small transplants. Today I'm going to show you a little tool that makes it easier to plant perfect spacing, and we'll plant the carrots. Let's get to it. These are my carrots, and as you can see now I have quite a few that have germinated. You'll see how far that takes us with respect to filling out one bed. I don't have compost to cover all beds, and as you can see there's quite a few stones on top of this bed. The green, most of the green you see there is mustard, so I'm going to let them grow, if I don't disturb them now, up till they're harvestable for mustard greens. Because of the stones, I'm going to take my brush rake and rake it smooth first. When you are growing in just your own garden, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to be exact where you put your drills, your rows, and the spacing. But because I planned this out on Adobe Photoshop, I want to do the exact spacing as I had planned. So we got to have something to make our spacing exact, mark it. With the onions, I did that board, as you know, but I didn't really want to do that. I was cleaning up and I come across this old piece of garden hose. So I thought, I wonder. The tines on this rake, they are 1 inch apart on center. I thought I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I got a furrow rake, but as you can see, they fall right off. So I take a piece of a stick. Now I need 2 hands, because I got to hold that one. There, and when they go around that bend in the tine, the stick stays straight, so it forces them closed. Forces it on friction. It'll stay on there by friction. So now I have my furrow rake for my 6 inch separation of the rows. Then from here on, the first I got 3 rows done, but I need to follow the last row with this first piece of pipe, so I'm only making 2 furrows at a time. The spacing of the carrots is 3 inches. So if you look up online, they say 3 to 4 inches. I'm doing them 3 inches. So I'll take out this middle one. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. John, get mad at me for counting. 1, 2, 3. And the last one is 3. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, but of course I'll only be doing 4 rows at a time for the first one. Now, I'll start at the first row and I'll drag it perpendicular down the length of the bed. So because of the stones on the surface, the finer your surface material, the easier this will go. But I can still see where I made the row trenches and where every row trench and spacing trench cross, then that's where I'll set a carrot. And very last chance, of course, I can see the piles along the edge if I lose a row where I initially done the row trenches. Doing the furrows both ways, it is difficult to see exactly where you have to put them. So what I'm trying here now is I've got the rows done, and for the spacing I'll just go like that from now on. Of course I'll still have to redo the holes with the dibber, but I can see where each plant's supposed to go. As we found out in a previous video, I want a dibber to do this part because it's hard on the finger. Now I've got 2 rows of holes done. Just take my carrot seedling in its case, see it held together. Now just drop them down in the hole. That hole wasn't quite wide enough. Fill them in. Let's see if the next one works better. Okay, I need to make the holes a little wider. Because, as we're saying, we don't want to disturb the roots of these carrots at all. I'm going to make a little bigger dibber and come right back. Now I'm back again with a bigger dibber. That's what you want for carrots. Now the root, as I say, is not disturbed at all. Now, because the seedlings are a little stretched, we could put them down below the soil level like that and put some soil in around them if we want. I don't know if that would matter any. I'm not going to bother to reach on across because I think I'll go across to the other side to do that side. And I just think by doing it this way that I'll save myself time and aggravation in the future when I don't have to thin these out and I don't get a bunch of carrots all tangled together. I don't really need to worry about putting the soil in around unless some of them are standing up proud of the soil and I need to bring it up level. So you see how far the root has gone down already? Now we just had rain, quite a bit of it, so the soil underneath the surface here is quite wet, but I'm still going to water them in because this will help push the soil back in around those plugs that I put in and ensure that they are wet and will survive this move from in the sunroom out to the dry. That couple here a little high, I better put soil in close to them. There, I had enough sprouted to do 3/4 of this bed, a little over 3/4 actually. And so my theory is that now, while most people around here have just put in their carrot seed, that I have over 3/4 of a bed of carrots already growing and they're perfectly spaced, so no thinning in the future. Over this next week now we'll see how much they survived, and when I report you shall find out. And then these are the ones that are left that nothing sprouted in yet. I'll bring these back in and I'll stand them all up properly, make sure they're wet, then as more sprouts, because more carrots will sprout in here yet, and then I'll bring them out and plant them as they're up. And there you go. This is transplanting carrots from being previously planted into paper cup cells, and your little furrow rake. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you want to follow along. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.